what's up, everybody? And what's up, Sussex Squad? Y'all, I know you already heard that Harry is finally pushing back on the mess that Charles is pushing out of the palace. But baby, we also want to talk about Will, his Earthshot prize, and the way he actually did make Waiting for a Personality, Katie, irrelevant. Talking about she's helping George with his homework. Girl, shut up. Like you were an art history major. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this because I know you guys have read about this, but you know we're going to put our own spin on the Sussex Squad. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to Rohan and also Marsha on Instagram for bringing this back up to my attention. You know, I love to talk about anything you guys are interested in. Y'all, let's get into it. Now, if you guys don't know, right, let me just bring you up to speed really quick. Charles and Camilla really flopped in Kenya. Not only that, the Kenya journalist said it was colonizer city up in that piece. They literally said that Camilla was disrespecting, expected free goods, free services. She didn't want to touch the locals. The future Queen of England literally sat her raggedy cottage cheese face scowl, right? Looking like Cruella de Vil had mixed with some aged buttermilk in the car during a state visit that was partially, not even partially, I think halfway funded, if not all funded, by the citizens of Kenya. Charles and Camilla literally missed the mark. He was supposed to apologize for slavery. He was just like, yes, it's pity that happened. If only there was someone could stop it. But we already know why he didn't go further, because as soon as you acknowledge it, then it turns into, well, give us back the money you made. And you know they don't want to do that because that's all the money that they own. But y'all, it's not over. Then there was this weird, really weird, insulting thing where there was a black tie event that they had, state dinner, to offer to honor Charles. I know the words honor and Charles and Camilla, they slipped my mind. To honor Charles and Camilla, it was black tie invitation. The president of Kenya showed up. The first lady of Kenya showed up. Everybody was dressed to the nines. Charles and Camilla showed up in daytime casual clothes to let them know that, baby, even though it's a formal opinion thing to you, baby, it ain't nothing to us. As a matter of fact, it's an occasion to dress down. He would have never done that in France or any country he respected. Again, this is all my opinion. Let me know if you think in the comments I am wrong. On top of that, the Kenyan journalist said there was a media blackout. They were effectively muzzled. On top of that, they fed. Now, mind you, UK in Kenya is an arm of the royals in the UK. They were the ones that organized it, but they used Kenyan taxpayer money to actually support it. So when people are saying, oh, they should look at their own government, yeah, they should, but let it not be that this was the UK in Kenya. This was a UK group associated with the monarchy that they put on the ground because they wanted to make sure that they didn't have the same flop tour that Kate and William did. The journalist said they were treated unfairly. They were segregated. There was an incident where somebody from the royal whatever put their hands on a Kenyan journalist who was responsible for even bringing him to Africa. Now, I know what you're saying, right? It's unfortunate that that man was disrespected and people said it was ugly. But honestly, why did you need to bring the royals to Kenya? This is why they think they still rank, because people do this stuff. You either support the monarchy and everything they stand for, or you don't. There's no in between for me. Because at the end of the day, you actually being like, oh my God, like, no, we just want them to be equal. They already let you know with their whole chest, they're never going to see you equal. There is a hierarchy, and baby, they are on the lowest. So why would you want to support that? Why would you want to feed into their huge egos? I don't know, right? To the point of they wouldn't even give lunch to the Kenyan journalists. And when the Kenyan journalists did complain, there were box lunches they had made for the UK media, and Royal Rhoda, which by the way was pretty much actually was all white and British. They gave the Kenyan people the scraps, leftovers, literally. The pre-box meals were already open. The cupcakes in there were unwrapped, like the cupcake line. There were used toothpicks in there, and they gave them to the Kenyans like, you should just be happy. But this is what happens when you invite the sons and daughters of Mussolini, the sons and daughters of colonism into your house. Colonizers are going to colonize. And the fact that you bought them over for a state visit lets them think that they rank more. Anyway, it was a disaster, right? At least that's what we read in American press. I don't know what you guys read over in the UK, but I'm not in the UK. America's a bigger marker, and people literally pick up stories from the American media and put it all over the world. They got dragged in Kenya. They got dragged. Okay, fine. Then there came a story that Harry was the one that, no, Harry had turned down an invite to King Charles's party. Now, when I first heard it, I said, you know what? This is all cap. Because first of all, did you invite Meghan? And then I started thinking, did you even invite Harry? Because every single time Charles gets bad press, Harry's name gets pulled up in some mythical thing. Now, remember I told y'all a while back, right? I know that whole never complain, never explain. I know some of y'all are like, Sussex squad take the high road. We don't explain. And I was like, yeah, maybe, but baby, this is 2023. And especially if you are fighting a war of PR in American media. In American media, when people print blatant lies about you, if you do not respond, everybody assumes it is true, because in America, we don't believe in never complain, never explain. Now, we don't need to get down in the mud, but a thing of that is a lie, that is untrue, that did not happen is enough to stop all the gossip that's going around. And remember I said that Ari Emanuel and whoever else is supporting them they know this. So what are you doing? It's just like when the Spotify CEO came out and dragged Harry and Meghan all up and down and around. And this false narrative of them being con artists started taking root. And I was like, why aren't they saying anything? Like, what are they doing? Well, it looks like they have learned from their mistakes, because Harry actually issued a statement basically being like, it was all a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. Again, people are wondering why Harry is now speaking up, because he realizes that when he stays quiet, they realize that when they stay quiet, the media uses that as a time to attack them. Do you see what I'm saying? So Harry issued a statement and he said, oh, no. Let me tell you what really happened, right? He said Prince Harry's had no contact regarding the invitation to King Charles's 75th birthday. This is exclusively from their spokesperson, okay? They literally said in response to the UK media headlines, there has been no contact regarding an invitation to His Majesty's upcoming birthday. It is disappointing the Sunday Times has misreported this story. Okay? They said a source with knowledge of the situation clarified that the palace never even reached out. Again, they didn't say sources. They said this was coming from senior officials. They literally were hoping that they had bullied Harry and Meghan into staying quiet, and that was the end of it. What's more, they are saying that they didn't. Now, this is part two coming from the Daily Mail, because you know they're desperate to run with anything. They are saying that Harry and Meghan were not even aware that a party was being planned until they found out in the media. I 100% believe that, you know? I 100% believe that. Harry then went and did a huzzah 1-2 punch and literally made a video that he posted where he was wearing all his medals his grandmom had given him, but missing the coronation medal that had been given to the 400,000 people that attended Charles's coronation. I don't know about 400,000 people that attended, but maybe they were invited and they watched on pay-per-view or a surround sound. Now, why is this funny? Because there's a little war going on, okay? William and Kate are getting historically bad press. William did a stupid little Earthshot prize in Singapore. Nobody cares. It's going to take more time. Your heart's not in it. But you left Kate at home. Now, oddly enough, now that I see the stuff, I do think that for William's image, that was the right thing to do. Why? Because Kate and William are so awkward. And to me, my opinion, they are living separate lives that it actually becomes embarrassing when you try to put them together, because we just pick apart the body language, because the body language is always off. Either like Kate is giving, give me the booty, right? The stranger danger groping and manhandling, my William's like, right? Like, William is like groping and manhandling, right? Or William is rolling his eyes at her and disrespecting her. They cannot even convincingly play "We Still Even Talk" on a regular basis to the general public. So, but here's the thing. William wanted this press cycle all to himself. It seems that Charles is like, baby, you want to play, right? You want to play about stepping on my press cycle and doing all this stuff when I'm doing state dinners and I'm doing that. Well, guess what? We can play, because I will feed two birds with one scone, if you please. What did he do? Two things, right? One, he effectively diverted from the Kenyan disaster. And it's even being written in the Daily Mail that sources close to the Sussex, again, we don't know, because I doubt sources close to the Sussex is giving the Daily Mail interviews. But the fact that the Daily Mail is even printing that Harry believes that story was leaked to divert away from Charles and Camilla's disastrous Kenyan trip. Okay, now, so that's the first thing that leaking that story did. Instead of talking about that, he threw something else out to the media, right? His second-born son, who he always has sacrificed traditionally to the media, he probably didn't even think twice. Do it, throw them to the wolves. They somehow thought that Harry was going to stay quiet, because I think they somehow think that Harry still holds hopes that he will be invited to join the royal fold. I don't think they understand that Harry is done with them. He is happy. He is respected. He is moving on with his life. And not only that, William is such a tyrant. Even if he does come back into the royal fold, William will do what he can to make sure Harry is punished for the rest of his life. Harry knows his brother, and he knows how vindictive he can be. Well, what's the second bird that was fed with Charles's scone? Charles didn't have to step on William's news cycle. He let Harry do that. By putting that story out, it's all the media all over the world has been talking about. They literally, high-ranking palace sources gave this and were caught in a lie. But we all know, in my opinion, that they're liars, right? You guys know my opinion on that. So what actually happened? Well, the little attention that William would have gotten with the Earthshot Prize was completely quieted because Charles and Harry were dominating the headlines. Imagine William so desperate to be known as a single, let's not forget that, international statesman. Imagine so desperate to be known as a single international statesman that you even leave your wife that looks like you're at home. You're doing everything you can because you want to be a celebrity in your own right. And you're as much as they were saying, oh my God, William loves that Kate's a celebrity. He's not insecure like his father. Baby, you got away quicker from Kate than even your dad did from your own mama Diana, right? William was just eclipsed. He just can't hang. He wants to be a big boy so bad, but I think he's starting to realize that he just doesn't have it. Now, I'm not saying that people can't work up to being like more on stage when people are around, because there are introverts and awkward people, and I don't mean that as an insult. I mean just like, like they feel awkward being in public, that have turned into great public speakers and like really lean into it, right? William is not ready to put the work in. He's not willing. He just wants he just wants to be in the headlines. That's all he cares about. Charles ruined that for him. Charles ruined it for him. And why? Because, baby, remember when I told you that there is a war brewing? There's so many things going on. And now that Harry and Meghan are not around to actually focus on that, we see all the players in action. Think about it. Think about it. Charles and Camilla are still trying to get William and Catherine to heel, but they're also trying to punish them for the way that they embarrassed them through the coronation, made a video, upstaged them. Okay, William and Kate are lazy and will not work. I will 100% believe that Camilla's kin and ilk, right, are going to be named working royals, or something is going to be made for them. Camilla has cemented her bloodline, but also the fact that Harry is no longer willing to be their useful idiot. Harry is no longer able to stay quiet. And this is what I told you guys. Remember what I said, right? And a lot of you guys agree with me, right? Right. We're of the same mind, right? Remember when I said that Harry needs to realize he's not in the UK anymore and he needs to play a different thing? You don't need to get into the mud to call somebody a liar in America. You just need to issue 2 or 3 sentences saying, that is a lie. It's always been a lie. And it's so disappointing that you guys would lie on me. And that's all we need in America to stop a lie from spreading over and over and over. I am glad that Harry is no longer willing to be a useful idiot, but also let his family be used as a shield. Charles and Camilla are on their own. It is also signaling that they are on notice, because the more they talk ish, the more there will be rebuttals. Now, why is that important? Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, right? Y'all know I could talk about this forever. Why is that important? Because Kate's uncle Gary has said that he is writing a tell-all. Many people, including myself, believe that Kate is going to be the ghostwriter. This is Kate's way of getting her side of the story out. The uncle is going to be the ghostwriter, okay? Because how would Uncle Gary be privy to anything? This man is he is a go. Apparently, so is Kate. Oh, this reminds me, right? A side note. You know those bandages that Kate always has on her fingers, and everybody attributes it to William's anger and all this stuff because they're always arguing and throwing pillows at each other. Y'all, there's also been hinting that Kate is a little, right? What if these are, Kate is just her worries? What if she gets a little sloppy? What if she trips? What if she falls? We saw her at Rose Hannaberry's house on the grounds at the festival, 2 sheets to the wind, off of spicy margaritas, off the champagne. People do say that Kate does tend to go. So what does that mean, right? It's just interesting the way that's going to play out. But when you look at what's happening, back to the Uncle Gary book, right? When you look at actually what's happening, and y'all, let's be serious. Uncle Gary, this is going to be a tell-all. Now, a lot of people say that Kate is pinning it, but judging by the way that things are going with William and Kate, the way Kate's family has been disgraced, the way everything that all those royalists talked about Kate before Meghan came around, and they talked about Kate like a dog, right? It has been proven true. A family of grifters and social climbers that somehow conned William into marrying her, right? Kate has 3 children. She has an heir. She has a spare. She has a spare to the spare. They're all getting of age where they're going to have to go board sooner or later. They will all be out the house by 13. That means that George is how old? So basically within the next 8 years, Kate is going to be irrelevant. And the men in gray are going to step in and sever the familial ties that Kate feels to George. Don't believe me? Look at the way William was talking about his mama like a dog. And he was there listening to her cry and knew what was up. So where am I going with this? Well, you guys, I just want to submit this to you. I talked about it in a different video, but I want to see what you guys think, okay? I think that Kate's Uncle Gary is doing this so William can get his side of the story out. And I think that William has Kate so hemmed up because he's the people that are supporting her family. Even though he won't pay that $2.6 million debt, that man is cheap, right? But again, I think he's doing it because he wants to take Kate to Hill. I think that if the book turns out well, right, and well received, William wins because he has a narrative to push back by keeping his hands clean. But if it's not well received, and I think it won't be, this is what Kate should be worried about. Y'all, think about it. Like, honestly, think about it. All he has to do is blame it on Kate's tacky family. And after the bankruptcy, after the alleged thievery, after Uncle Gary embarrassing the royal family, that is going to be one more thing that William can put on the scale of why I had to get away from the Princess of Wales. William wins either way. But Kate's always known this. This is why she's so miserable. Kate always knows this. Baby, the house always wins. And judging, by the way, every time we see Kate, her wig is like askew, like, right? She just, right? That's Kate. Judging by the way her wig is always askew. Baby. Yeah, it's already started. Y'all, this is going to be 2024 is going to be an interesting year. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.